about bringing the draft back. That's why. It's like, yo.
Man, I wish a nigga would tell me to go to the army. Y'all go so fast. I wish a nigga would.
Hey, shoot. Speaking of which, you got the military colors on, Avery. You asking for it.
I know, right?
You acting like you don't know.
They tried it.
See, when the Vietnam War was going on, people wasn't doing shit like that. Because they didn't want nobody accidentally snatching them up.
It wasn't a It wasn't a fashion thing back then. Back then, you really was in the military, or you was homeless if you was wearing this.
Right. Don't conflate those two.
It's the
As
truth.
if one leads to the other.
It's true.
As if you're in the military, now you're a crazy veteran. Don't do that. Don't talk about our vets like that, man. Oh, let us know when we rolling, Wolf. Oh, we rolling? All right.
That's fire.
Go ahead and do your intro.
Let's make sure I know which one is. Which one is it, Wolf? 1, 2. No, 1,
Just
3.
line this one up.
Nah, it's this one right here. Yeah, I wouldn't even pay attention. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode. I don't know, though. It's Avery Mason and Phil, and we haven't been in Phil's penthouse in a long time. I love what you've done with the place, man. It's beautiful.
We took the summer off.
Well lit. Had some people in here painting.
Something like that.
I brought a house.
You won't be happy until the IRS gets me.
They ain't catch you yet, so why we can't brag, bro?
They have me down there in court with Brett Favre.
No, they have you down there in court with Eric Adams. That's what happened right now.
Everybody in court. Who ain't in court?
The Kingpin and all his lieutenants been taken down. I'm not talking about Spider-Man. This dude it looks like he's going to jail. I'm sorry. The feds don't play.
Well, you should say to the camera, to the people, that New York's mayor, in case you live under a rock.
Oh, my God.
New York's mayor, Mayor Adams, got, indicted?
Indicted. Yeah, he's indicted. And what that means for some of you who are like, what are you talking about? That means that the federal government has brought charges against the mayor of the city of New York. I don't think you understand how, big... It's not like... It's kind of like what happened to Trump, except that this guy's actually in office.
And he's kind of local.
Yeah, he is.
It feels real.
Yeah.
Like they made him go to the courthouse. I don't think they cuffed him.
No.
But he could possibly be arrested. And he's black, so he very well might wind up in cuffs.
Bro.
His whole entire administration, which we also got to point out that when the news broke, was this probably 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
They said New York City's mayor has been arrested for corruption. And if you remember, if you a fan of the 90s video games, you know that's how Streets of Rage and Final Fight both start with New York City's mayor has been arrested for corruption. You must take back the streets.
Yeah. There was more garbage in Streets of Rage. I mean, we're close here. But there's still the same amount of rats and graffiti.
But yeah, that shit cracked me up. I'm like, yo, this is literally the beginning of a video game.
It is.
And I'll say for what? Cuomo, who resigned, that was the governor.
Yeah.
Elliot Spitzer, who got caught with a hooker.
Yep. Damn.
They both resigned. It feels like if you resign, they won't arrest you.
It's too late now, as the cops like to say. We're past that.
No. I'm just saying. It feel like, well, those guys are also white, but it feels like if you say, all right, that's enough of me and hand it over, that they may not arrest you. Half of his staff has already.
Yeah, they all resigned.
By the way, if you're looking for a job.
Yeah. Hey.
Mayor Adams' staff.
You need somebody. They hiring you. You know, you can run the fire department. You can do the safety inspection.
Yeah, a lot of people have stepped down.
That's crazy.
So you go, how'd everybody around you step down, but not you?
If you look at it, though, I looked at it. There's a number of them who resigned, but then there's also a bunch who were fired. There was a bunch who were resigned and indicted. So he's not going down alone. He's got some friends coming with him.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if your entire staff gives up, it's like if a football team, everyone quits, and then one player comes out on the field. It's like, what are y'all doing?
Well, speaking of quitting or getting fired, this morning the Jets fired Robert Saleh. So, hey, if you want to come on the show and talk about it, we're here for you. We got a spot right here at WTF Studios. We'll mic you up. You know what I'm saying? Wolf got no problem. You come down here and you talk about getting fired. I've been fired, so I've been where you've been.
He could work for Mayor Adams' staff.
Run the plays.
He's like, I'm bald. Y'all like bald leaders, right?
Yeah, we do actually. They make him look tough. But I want to speak directly to Eric Adams in a way that he'll understand if that's okay. Hello, Mr. Adams. I understand what you're going through right now. It's a tough time, but with stringent leadership, we should be able to pull this out for the city of New York.
I didn't realize Robert Saleh was the first Muslim coach.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is it? No,
is he really look at that last name.
No, I mean, is he Muslim?
Yeah. What? You think I'm making this up?
This is gonna sound bad.
Muslim coach.
This is gonna sound bad again. I don't know though. I thought he was like Latino because of the tint. I never
Lebanese.
really Lebanese. Okay,
technically.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that.
Then I heard somebody kind of, because black coaches, and I'm like, whoa, this guy's brown. He ain't quite black. Rough week for dark leadership between Mayor Adams and Robert Saleh. But I mean, he coached him, I think, 4 years. 3 or 4. It has, but it's like a 20-63 record. It wasn't bad.
Good.
The Jets that's a job nobody wants.
I blame him because like Zach Wilson should have never been that quarterback for so long. Like they just wouldn't give up on him.
But it's not the quarterbacks. When you got who played for them? What's the kid? Sam Darnold.
Yes,
is on the Vikings now. 5-0.
Okay, yeah, that was gonna be.
Geno Smith.
Yep.
Jets quarterback drafted by the Jets. Then he played for the Giants.
He did.
Now he's with the Seahawks.
And he killing
winning.
Yeah. Sam Darnold will get the Vikings 5-0 start, which is unbelievable.
Sometimes it's the organization, man.
It is
just a trash organization.
It took a minute for Sam Darnold to get good, though. Remember, he had a stop in Carolina, and he was trash down there,
too. Carolina's trash.
They are trash.
Don't do that to him. You see Bryce Young down there, and
poor
number
guy.
1 pick, and
poor
it's
guy.
like, hey. That's why I'm a fan of, like, when you have your father can protect you. Mm-hmm. When, like, Eli Manning's dad was like, yeah, my son's not playing for the Chargers. Not happening.
I remember that.
He pretty much took his draft hat and was like, switched it with Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. That'll work.
And
Which they're going to hate to see. One is they're hating on Bronny now. We'll get to that a little later. But Coach Prime and his son.
Yeah, I saw him talking to the Raiders owner. Did you see that?
Yeah, and I mean, he knows everybody, and there's some good destinations. I guess what you want, best case scenario, is a team that's okay, and then you can put them over the top. But you do not want to get thrown into the fire of, like we're saying, the Panthers, that you go, bro, you've lost like 20 games in 2 years. What the fuck you want me to do?
Yeah.
You haven't been good since Cam Newton.
Bro, they gave up I mean, I understand why they did it, but just looking at it now, it looks like Chicago got the best of that deal. They gave up so much to get.
Well, Chicago got better, and that's the thing, because Justin Fields left, but he looks good in Pittsburgh.
He looks good in Pittsburgh.
So again, it's really like I said, if you can find a happy medium.
Yeah.
You know who lucked up is the kid for the Commanders.
Oh, Jaden McDaniels.
He lucked his. I thought it was just Jaden Daniels. You called his ass McDaniels. You making up people?
No, I'm thinking of, yes, I am. I am thinking of Coach McDaniels in Miami.
You making up people. Anyway.
Jaden Daniels.
That's best case scenario of, like, what was he, like, the 4th pick, maybe 5?
Yeah, he wasn't number 1. He was like
that
5.
You can kind of find your way to a team who maybe had a guy who got hurt, or so for Prime's son, Shador, Tua got hurt. And they're like 1 and like 5 or whatever the hell they are. That it's like, if they keep going that way, or Tua doesn't come back, you land in Miami and you got Tyreek Hill and you got
they should have been
all
prepared
these weapons.
For this. I think Miami should have been preparing for this. No way had all these drafts and didn't pick up a proper backup quarterback. That's one thing that's lacking in the NFL right now is proper backup quarterbacks. There was a time when people like Tom Brady was sitting on the bench behind Drew Bledsoe. And once Bledsoe went down, Brady goes in and he's killing it. And it's like...
Well, Brady spoke on it that they're just not taking their time anymore.
Yeah.
And Brady spoke to say, like, yo, I spent 5 years at the University of Michigan learning to play quarterback. Was 5th on the depth chart at one point, moved to 3rd, then got up to 2. And I don't think he ever really started.
No, he never.
He played here and there at Michigan.
Yeah.
And then came to New England and sat behind Bledsoe.
Years. So, like, we didn't...
Peyton Manning's the example they always use.
Yeah.
Because he came to Indy. No,
right.
Peyton played right away. He threw like 35 interceptions.
Sure did.
But people like to bring that up. He's got the record for most interceptions. But he also threw like 45 touchdowns.
Yeah, he did.
Whereas you see motherfuckers like, remember Joey Harrington and Jamarcus Russell?
I was just about to say Jamarcus
that
Russell.
It's like, yeah, they're throwing 37 interceptions and only 11 touchdowns.
Yeah,
it's a problem.
Yeah, I think of a guy like Tyron Huntley, who they got in there playing right now, quarterback for Miami, struggling. I'm just like, bro, how are you struggling? You've been in the NFL now for like 5-6 years.
They might not be good though, Miami.
Yeah, but
it might be a case where even if you got the starter in there, it's
they got all the pieces.
Not.
Maybe the defense isn't good, but
not good.
You got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, some good pieces of offense, but the guy can't throw the ball.
I just think they're just not good, and that's sometimes a reality we don't want to face either. We just back to the Jets. That Aaron Rodgers is there now. What are they? I think 2-3.
Yeah.
So you go.
I hope they don't fire McDaniels. I like Mike McDaniels. Good. I think Mike McDaniels is a good coach. I never thought Tua was a great quarterback. So when I found out it was working when they were winning when he was out there, I was shocked because I didn't.
You don't have to be
Tua
great.
Wasn't that guy.
You just have to be solid. I mean, look at fucking Andy Dalton that came in for Bryce Young for the Panthers. Old man Joe Flacco.
Oh my
for the
God.
Colts. For my team, the Colts.
I cannot believe
Anthony Richardson is one of those big quarterbacks that likes to run, but it's like, bro, this ain't college. You cannot run people over anymore.
300-pound lineman.
We need you to slide.
Running at 30 miles an hour.
Tua learned that lesson and dove into the DeMar Hamlin portal.
Oh my God!
You know, people think that DeMar Hamlin's a clone, right?
It might be a robot. I don't know. They cloned Tyrone. They cloned Damar too. This guy had a heart condition. Came back.
If this guy came out of like a coma, and you dove into him and went into a coma,
just passing it around like the Twilight Zone. Just
there's a good Jamie Foxx DeMar Hamlin conspiracy theory that I kind of like. I forget exactly what it is because I don't have time to keep up with these Jaguar right type things.
Oof.
But there's a great Jamie Foxx, DeMar Hamlin.
Talking about
like that people believe they switch places or something.
I mean, I could see it, but it's amazing how quickly he came back and got healthy and was ready to play, and then like now he's back playing at a high level. Even I think they have an award named after him. While Phil's looking up that conspiracy, I remind all of you to make sure to follow the podcast on social media. We out here. Instagram, I Don't Know Though Pod on IG and YouTube. Go run them numbers up. We on YouTube too. Thank you all. We got like close to 2,000 subscribers on YouTube now. So thank you all very much. You clearly prefer video over audio. However, when you're in your car, you can't be looking at your phone. You can also subscribe to us on Spotify. Available on Spotify. We're on Spotify. We have like maybe 20... Not 20. I was about to say 2,500, 2,000, somewhere in that range of.
You're not really good with numbers. You don't
I'm not.
Know,
though. Math was never my strong suit. But yes, follow us there too, and TikTok and all the channels. We're there. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listeners. Ranting and raving and cracking jokes on here. I brought a gift for you. I don't want to forget. I did. I mean, it's been a while since I've been in your house. I don't want to come empty-handed. Is that all right?
You better not give me like some raid or some shit. Black people like to give you fucked up gifts. Yeah, I seen that roach in the corner last time, dog. Yo, seriously, don't do that. I can't stand you.
Well, if this is a bad housewarming gift.
I hate what Diddy has done to baby oil stock.
I'm sorry it's used. I had some dry patches on my elbows that I had to.
If he gets found not guilty, maybe they can do some sort of collab where Diddy does baby oil commercials.
I don't have a gift receipt, so I know I use it. But
man, I swear to God, that's so hack, man. I can't even, as a comic, as a comedian, I can't even allow you to enjoy what you just did. Look at your face. You've been thinking about that. Where the fuck? And it's almost gone. What you been doing?
I'm using it on my elbows. I got dry elbows.
Just your elbows?
Yeah, I've had it for a couple days. Sorry.
You're gonna need to catch yourself one day.
The worst part is people look at you now. Like when you buy baby oil, people look at you now. Like he made it a thing. Like I had the baby oil. I need baby oil because it smooths your elbows, and people look at you buy.
Yeah, I was cracking up the day it happened because I'm like, just say the guy has a lot of baby oil.
I mean,
you don't got to say, what do they say, 1,000 bottles?
Who counted?
And then then they're like, and 792 dildos. And I'm like, who's counting?
Who's counting?
Stuff?
Who's in there counting? Like, I think Roy would, and I got to say this, I don't know if you heard his take on it, which I thought was funny. He was like, it's bad, because usually when the cops bust you, they have pictures of like the cocaine, the drugs, and everything, put it up on the table. He said they didn't even put it on the table. They just said, yeah, he got 1,000 bottles of
That's crazy.
baby oil. No pictures, nothing, just 1,000.
But I'm like, if Diddy had 1,000 bottles of baby oil, then who have we been calling Shine this whole time? Like, we've been calling the wrong guy Shine. That should be Diddy name. And we should have found another name for Shine then.
Yeah, Glow.
If you had all this baby oil this whole time. But no, I don't believe shit the cops say. So
you don't?
I just think they just
did it to embarrass him.
Yeah. It feels like a humiliation, Richard.
Well, something's got to be true about it because, once again, the feds, another federal indictment brought against them, and they didn't give him bail. It's like...
Well, I do believe... See, here's what people get confused when I speak. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't believe Diddy did the things that they're saying that he did. Mm-hmm. It's that I don't think any of it's criminal. Having baby oil isn't a crime. Having dildos isn't a crime.
Yeah, but they haven't unsealed the rest of that indictment. There's
feel like
allegations of like trafficking.
Yeah, but we got to stop that. I feel like we're pushing two narratives that don't coexist together.
I could definitely see that.
One narrative is, hey, everybody, it's 50 Shades of Grey. Watch this. I'm going to tie you up. I'm going to spank you. I'm going to put grapefruit in your butthole. And then the other narrative is sex trafficking criminal. And it's like, well,
we gotta see.
The best-selling book is 50 Shades of Grey. So this is 50 Shades of Gay. But no, for real, it's 50 Shades of Diddy.
Yeah,
and to me, a lot of the narratives say like, okay, what is that movie? Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
isn't that like a sex party?
Yeah, something like that.
I've never watched the whole movie because it looked kinky.
It was. That was Jennifer Lopez in there, right?
I don't believe so.
I'm not even close. I
just remember that mystical video.
Yeah, that was Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah. But that was the Eyes Wide Shut. You're right. Yeah.
Sex criminals.
Yeah. I mean,
but yeah, we're pushing those two different narratives. Everyone's on Twitter being a freak. Hey, subscribe to this, subscribe to that. Watch me pee on somebody.
OnlyFans.
And then we come over here and it's like, oh, this guy's got 1,000 bottles of baby oil and 252 dildos. And you go, what are you gonna send to OnlyFans? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if all of those charges are true. You know how the feds always be adding stuff on, like every little thing they can add. But I mean, again, Young Thug's case is still in court, so
I don't even want to talk about that. That's murder. That's different. Bodies are bodies.
I just want to say, Phil, you're really afraid of these rappers, bro. They can't.
I'm not afraid of them. I said I don't want to talk about it because it's completely different.
I know. I'm just saying.
Dead bodies are dead bodies.
I'm just saying, it's the length. I thought, that trial would have been over by now, but...
Well, that's a whole nother thing. There's RICOs, and that's the thing. Cops are lazy. They're throwing these RICOs at everybody, and it's just like, look, man, find an actual case. It feels like they're just going off hearsay. But I mean, not to get too in-depth about it, but you go, weed became legal. You got safe injection sites.
Yeah.
Gambling's legal in New York now. It wasn't for a long time. What do they really have to do?
Yeah, heroin too. Don't forget that.
That's what I just said. Safe injection.
Oh, you didn't say the drug. That's why I don't know.
Well, heroin's not legal per se. We don't need you putting misinformation out there.
It's decriminalized. I know
Somebody just took a needle out their arm. Oh, what? Damn. Anyway, what I was trying to say was cops don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
So it's like, RICO. Yeah, because they can't prove anything. So Diddy is arrested in New York City, which, by the way, he came up my way, went to Harlem, he went to Melba's, and then he went for a walk in Central Park. And people were like taking pictures with him. And that's NYPD. Well, it's the feds technically that arrested him,
Technically, but they said-
but he's in prison at BMCC or whatever.
Right
here
in my borough of Brooklyn. Hey.
So that's what I'm trying to say. On that same day, you had the cops where they shot in the train station.
Yeah,
They shot like 4 people.
Trying to arrest them.
One of the people they shot was a cop.
Yeah.
And they lied about it. You know, first somebody, there's a shooter that somebody shot, and then they're like, oh, we shot. And that's why I'm like, yo, both these incidents happened in New York. So open your mind to like, these motherfuckers just like making up stuff.
Just to see
I'm not saying Diddy's innocent.
No, we're not. No, I never.
They're having fun.
There are enough stories out there about his parties and people, allegations and stuff. You know the worst thing is, there's a lawyer involved who put out a 1-800 number for people if you have like Diddy
if you've ever been to a Diddy party.
1-800. I don't know what the 800 number is, but I heard that they got like 12,000 calls within the first day of
people. I feel like this stuff is very National Enquirer-ish. And speaking of Diddy and all those charges,
it feels like one of those 800. What is that thing?
A hotline.
Yeah,
literally just a hotline. Just
if you've
call
been touched by Diddy and you need cash now, call 800. Cash now. It's like a cash grab. That's all it feels like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That you go, what's that lady, Gloria Allred?
Yeah, she's gonna turn up.
She's been around forever.
She's gonna turn
like
up.
Going all the way back to Michael Jackson, and she always has like 20 white women that are ready to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, all right, there's now 85 or however many victims there are. I think someone said the other day there's like 200 people lined up, and you go, okay. This is just a cash grab. We feel sorry for Cassie. The rest of you gotta go the fuck on somewhere. Like, cut it out.
Kim Porter.
So, speaking of which, in that fake book, there was like a fake book that someone made up.
Yeah, she wrote
people just wanted to believe that Diddy has sex chambers. Anyway,
I don't know.
Speaking of which, and people in charges and CEOs, Vince McMahon. WWF, WWE. I sound old. The Federation.
Yeah.
You watch any of the documentary, the Vince McMahon documentary?
I texted you this when you hit me up earlier. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I have knowledge of 20 plus years of wrestling. I've been watching wrestling since I was 8. So when you asked me that, I was like, yes, he watched it. And I do a great McMahon impression. I'm not going to do it now unless you want me to do it.
Nah, do that shit.
Do you want me to do it?
Please.
I don't know what you're talking about, Phil. They've got me trumped up on charges. I didn't do it. And now we're going to have an over-the-top bra and panties match, and whoever goes over the top falls into the mud pit.
I'm glad.
My name is Vince.
Oh, okay.
McMahon.
You really into this character.
Love Vince. Sorry, buddy.
He is one of the greatest storytellers.
Yeah, sorry, buddy.
I feel like he definitely started us off watching like drama.
Yeah.
And like stories, but we didn't even know that's what we were watching. Like your grandma's in the next room watching like, what is that shit? Guide and Light.
Yeah, soap opera. I've always said wrestling is a physical soap opera.
There you go. That's a great way of putting it.
It made it interesting because before it was just people beating each other up and people questioning whether or not it was real. Like you can't really hit somebody over the head with a chair and nothing happened. But now it's like, oh, you brother against brother, or remember Andre versus Hogan, the Friends.
What I was thinking about the other day is Kane versus Undertaker. That Vince, well, he had Paul Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, at SummerSlam.
Oh, my Undertaker.
And the fucking 1,000 chins. If we could have caught Paul Bear some Ozempic, he might still be here.
Maybe. How many jars of that
Paul Bear was down? Goddamn, Paul Bear was fat. He had that fucking chin like a seagull.
They tried to get him help. They did. They tried to get him. They got him an operation, but it was just too late. Yeah.
Paul Bear.
Like Yokozuna was the same thing, bro.
He introduces Kane as Undertaker, remember your brother?
Mm-hmm.
He burned in the fire.
That's right.
And then they're like, he actually survived.
He came back.
So he comes out, and the first thing the Undertaker does to his brother, who allegedly got burned in the fire, is chokeslam this motherfucker and hit him with a steel chair.
Just in case you forgot where we left things off in the house. Yeah.
And you just go, yo,
in charge.
What I think about now as a grown man, like, Yo, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in years. Come here, you. I love every aspect of wrestling. I know there were times during the Attitude Era where things got a little risque, but it was all in entertainment.
That's easily the greatest.
You know, and just I used to flip back and forth between WCW and WWE because they both be on at the same time. It was great. But this
WWF, like they said, it got a little too what's the word? Character driven at one point. Like very like childish.
Well, yeah.
And then WCW was just like straight up wrestling. Like a motherfucker might not even have like a costume, but straight draws on. I'm wrestling, dog.
Boots is
technical
wrestling.
shit.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Remember Dean Malenko, the man of 1,000 holes?
Dean Malenko used to scare me because he never smiles. He never smiles.
He was about that business.
He could really come in there and hurt you. You just come in there and break bones and walk out. Like,
remember they broke Goldberg too. Which remember Goldberg?
I do remember Goldberg
had like a 50 win streak or something. But remember the thing I used to laugh
100,
about.
It was a lot more.
The thing I used to laugh about with Goldberg was much like Mike Tyson. Remember how Mike Tyson didn't wear socks?
Mm-hmm.
Remember he had just straight black trunks, black shoes,
and boots.
Goldberg would come out black fucking underwear, black boots. You like, yo, this dude is about business.
So here's something
he ain't spending no time worried about sequins or lettering.
No. Just smoke and a little bit of pyro, and then he blew the smoke out of his nose.
Bring me a motherfucker that looked like they've been worried about their costume.
They based him on Mike Tyson, like when they were trying to figure out like what we should dress him as. Like, yo, Mike Tyson comes out. Black tights, black boots, just keep it simple.
Because Vince wasn't really going to break you unless you was a character. There was a whole thing that went with you, like The Undertaker, which is a great character.
He was a
the
job.
Lights go off.
Yeah.
Dead people.
Vince had a thing for making characters with like jobs. So I remember there was a guy named Duke the Dumpster Drosy and like IRS. Remember IRS?
It existed in 3D.
Yeah.
He had your intro music. It probably correlated with some type of job. Like, remember Sergeant Slaughter?
Yeah.
The military.
That
$1 Million
Man.
With him and Iron Sheik, they talked about on the documentary.
It was great. And $1 Million Man. Money.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites.
Had to have. Whereas WCW, I think they won for a minute, which the documentary talks about how they beat them in ratings.
Yeah.
They beat them in ratings in two ways. One way was, like I said, at a certain point, it was just straight wrestling.
Yeah.
No gimmicks, no fuck the theme music, all that. Then was the gangs when they came with
NWO. Yeah, that was, oh my God. I had an NWO t-shirt. Everything was NWO. Everything was too sweet. You know what I mean?
Then when they had the two factions, remember they spray painted the belt?
Yeah, they did. I mean, that was so. I remember
it was
watching
wild shit because you're like, yo, wrestling at the time was very like rigid and like, this is how things are done.
What broke it was Hulk Hogan because I've never seen Hulk Hogan be in a bad guy. I remember watching that pay-per-view and thinking, oh, he's coming to help and beat the Outsiders. Man, when he dropped that leg on Macho Man, I was You could have pushed me over, bro. I was shocked.
But
I was
them spray painting the belt and taking it, not winning it, just taking it.
Yeah.
And I remember they just kept saying ownership is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah.
And that's why I've never passed the bar exam, never took it. But I know ownership is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah, it is.
Because Hogan and them, I damn near cried when they threw Rey Mysterio into that trailer.
I laughed hard because
you thought that was funny.
Because of the noise.
Yeah, I'm a little guy.
The noise it
big
made,
motherfucker. You like, oh yeah.
It's the noise it made when it hit. It was like a doom. I was like, that is hilarious. I hope he's okay.
But you know what exists from that night that no one still thinks about or doesn't? Maybe people don't correlate the two. Is Hogan spray painting the trailer with NWO. Which later on, for those of you, Hogan gets caught saying the N-word. He didn't want his daughter to date a broke nigga, basically, was what he was saying, which you go, I kind of agree.
I don't want my daughter to date nobody broke, but you probably could have used different words.
Get one of the athletes or something. Come on. Was his daughter Brooke Hogan?
Yeah.
Because wasn't she running around with rappers and stuff?
Yeah.
But anyway, they spray painted her black.
It was such a good time for like wrestling.
Spray painted her black.
Yeah.
Anyway, but the documentary was funny to me because all the scandals were just kind of silly. That they're like, the FBI investigated them for 2 years for steroids. And it's like, oh, wow. Do you mean these fucking guys hitting each other with steel chairs and cutting their own forehead are on steroids?
So the same thing that's not essentially the same thing will happen now, but when you talk about the feds trumping up charges on people, it was an issue because there was things happening, wrestlers were dying. So now the government's like, hey, we need to take a look at this. So they start bringing charges against Vince McMahon, indicted him.
Well, people in every field die.
Yeah, but
that doesn't mean that that's the owner of the company's fault. And that's why I think it's kind of stupid.
But what they were trying to say is that he was pushing them to do it. Like,
no.
Vince told me to get the steroids, and it wasn't. The wrestlers themselves were already drug addicts. Now, could he have done more to help facilitate them getting clean? Absolutely. But
well, like I said, it was kind of a stupid investigation. I'm laughing because I'm going, you mean this guy with fucking 12-inch biceps is on steroids? It took you 12 months to figure that out.
Yeah, but the government didn't have enough. They didn't have
motherfucker in the back talking about, ooh, yeah, brother, goddamn vein.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Vein popping out his neck. And you're like, yo, we got to run a 12-month investigation to figure out that these motherfuckers is on steroids. So then this was the other part that was funny to me. They start talking about, you know, sexual abuse and kids and they're ring boys, which we're not laughing at nobody's kids.
No.
However, you saw a bunch of steroid freaks hitting each other with steel chairs, laying on the ground, cutting their forehead, getting up, bleeding everywhere, and keep fighting.
Yeah.
And you thought, as a parent, you know where my child should work for the summer? The WWF.
And some good intern experience there.
Here's the thing. If you was in the Catholic Church or something, it's an old priest, you got a fighting chance. But you know you can't beat the Undertaker.
No.
You're not getting them up off you.
Once you hear that,
if the Undertaker wants your booty,
he's taking it. Can you imagine?
It's kind of in the name, bro. All the lights turn out.
Wait, he drops something on the floor. Boom. For your booty hole.
But that's why I'm like, yo, who the fuck are these kids' parents that let you work at the WWF? Like, bro, sign me up for the Boy Scouts. At least there's a 50-50 chance I could beat this old man.
Yeah, I get that. And the thing was,
you can fight a priest up off you. Get the fuck up off me, Father John.
As some of you watching now may find it hard to believe, but there was a time when people thought wrestling was real. And so, like, these guys would come in and they wouldn't, what they call smarten people up, like wouldn't tell them it was like a carnival thing.
Listen,
until much, much later on. So yeah, I completely agree.
Real or not, you shouldn't have your children working around a bunch of baby-oiled steroid freaks. One of the dudes' name literally literally refers to himself as the big bad booty daddy. Who's that?
Scott Pump. Scott Steiner. Big Papa Pump.
The Big Papa Pump.
How about Val Venus? You remember Val Venus?
Come on. This guy literally
mad. Lady.
Because you know they didn't want his name to be Venus. That was like code language.
Yeah, he was a porn star.
This dude wanted to be Val Penis. And Vince McMahon was like, we fucking can't.
Yeah, he was supposed to be a porn star.
Like, bro, we would have to be rated R.
Yeah.
I think the sickest match I ever saw was him and Goldust.
Yeah.
I remember Goldust used to touch himself and breathe really deeply.
Yeah,
and then go grab a man who was full of baby oil. So all I'm saying is, if Diddy ain't free, neither should Vince.
You know what Goldust?
It's either both of them are in jail or neither.
You know what Goldust's finisher was? He put you up on the ropes and then like spread your legs.
The curtain call.
No.
Oh, you talking about like one of his signature moves? Yeah, when he would get you on the ropes
and spread your legs, and kick you in the legs, shattered dreams.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right in the balls. But
he just got makeup on, breathing deeply, touching himself.
Yeah,
and Val Venus is also breathing deeply.
Yeah. I gotta say, I mean, I saw the doc. I don't know if you believe in it. I will just say that Vince McMahon is probably one of the best promoters of all time, right up there with Don King.
But it is crazy the shit that he had us watching at 12. Well, me.
Yeah. No, same. No. I was watching 13. It too. Yeah.
But no, I'm saying because you think about like even the Generation X, those were the only shirts that I remember that were banned in middle school.
I got a whole generation of us got in trouble for like, oh my
all
God.
The time, dog.
The teacher, yes, inappropriate, don't do that in the class. We couldn't, they would make us, I remember some
literally a guy in the Generation X, you remember Badass Billy Gunn?
I got
that became Mr. Ass?
Yeah. The 2 words for you.
So hold on. You saw a bunch of motherfuckers going suck it.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
My son should work here in the summer.
Yeah, no, they used to take in my high school. They used to take the shirts. They would make you take the shirt off, and they would give you a school shirt to wear. You couldn't come in wearing it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
2 words for you. Those shirts were. I mean, I love those
Only
shirts now.
band shirts, man.
But it's pretty tame considering what's on TV nowadays.
I remember, what was it? The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Remember
the hoes. Yeah.
And he used to come with 6 girls and be like, the whole train. I remember being like 12 and you sitting there on the couch watching. This dude got like 8 girls with him. He gets to the ring and the other wrestler gets to the ring. He takes the mic and he goes, yo, man, we could fight or I can let you have one of my hoes. And I'm thinking, take the hoe.
Why would you want to fight a dude?
It's like, yo, you rather fight a man lathered up in baby oil or...
I mean, Diddy would.
Or?
Diddy would take, hey, man, I don't want those women. Keep the oil going. You know what's interesting? It's going to sound like, it's just, as a kid, I didn't know that was what, I just figured he liked being around women and like, I was so naive. I didn't know he was a pimp. I didn't know any of that. All I know is that call him the Godfather. He's always got women with him, good looking women and women to dance. And everybody wants to see the girls dancing. That's where it stopped for me. I didn't go, just being naive. I just didn't go past like, is he a pimp? Nope. Val Venus, I didn't think he was a porn.
No, I thought that was very obvious.
Bro, I lived a very sheltered life. You don't understand. Like, I didn't know about pimps and stuff. Like, my mom, we were very sheltered. So I'm seeing the Godfather. I'm thinking this is just a guy who's always got women and, you know, he's one of, I know he called them hoes, but, you know, they were dressed like hoes. So, yeah, I can see that.
Said the whole train, man.
I didn't think he was a pimp. Yeah,
so what did you think? Mr. Ass was a metaphor?
His finisher involved his ass.
Thinking, man.
Bro, you don't understand. When I tell you I was sheltered as a kid, you don't understand. I didn't get to go outside. I was in the house, so I had to.
You thought the big bad booty daddy was a metaphor?
No, by that point, yeah, I knew. Yeah, he was what he was, a freak. He got
a freak. Huge arms, like I'm saying.
Yeah, steroids.
FBI, we gonna run an investigation. Look at this motherfucker, man.
It's a very good documentary on Mr. McMahon if you want to watch it. It's like, it kind of goes.
There's a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of wrestling
to the end,
fans
career retrospective.
I saw a lot of wrestling fans complain that it wasn't information of like, this is all stuff we already knew.
Yeah, you know.
But I'll be honest, a lot of the stuff I didn't know that I'm like, oh no, I just watched this shit for 2 hours.
They got like
Monday,
a gazillion documentaries.
And then I turn it off. I don't fucking Bro, I still gotta go to a live wrestling match, bro.
I got you.
You been to one?
Dozens. I got you. Next time you get a good one in town, I got it. But I'm telling you, this is all stuff we already knew on a documentary. Anyway, it's on Netflix, Mr. McMahon. Go watch it. I knew it all.
Listen,
I do feel like it's kind of like a hit job because they don't present. What they do is they present the side that's like kind of coming out in the news now. This person has had these issues, NDAs, paid off women in the past, but they also don't, on the other side, show the good things he's done for the community at large and general community, which is why I felt like maybe the documentary was a little bit one-sided.
Well, I think we got in, I guess what I'm pointing out every time I refer to, you saw a bunch of steroid freaks hitting each other with chairs and you thought this was a safe work environment? What I'm pointing out is, and we get this a little in comedy too, when people come over and it's like, what did one girl say? She was calling the Bad Business Bureau. And like, we laughed because it's like, motherfucker, you practically joined the circus.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
And you're talking about like standards and feeling safe. Motherfucker, they're hitting each other with chairs and cutting their own faces.
Setting themselves on fire, put people through tables.
And you over here talking about safety.
You know, one of the, it was crazy is that I remember one of my iconic images is the Dudley Boys putting Mae Young, who at the time,
old woman,
she was like 87. She was like 78. They put her through a table.
Yeah,
literally put her through a table at 78 years old. Lady who could barely walk.
See, I quit watching at a certain point so I didn't really catch the Dudley Boys. I know who you're talking about. But I leave in the attitude era. I think puberty hit and I was chasing girls and I couldn't be home on Monday nights at 7 o'clock no more.
Me and the boys.
So around about 15, I kind of quit watching.
Nah, man.
I wish I could get back into it.
I love it. You still can. It's
well, I mean, you know how it is. Like maybe you don't if you still watch the shit, but at a certain point, and listen, I don't mock anybody who does. Like I'm saying, I need to go watch a live actual wrestling.
Yeah, it's like my soap opera, you know, my guiding light, my days of our lives.
I used to watch Raw, Nitro every Monday. Then once around SmackDown, like I
General
said,
Hospital.
that puberty hit. We was in the streets chasing girls. It was.
Yeah.
But all that stuff,
you
like,
were-
so I left around The Rock,
Oh,
Mankind,
man.
Stone Cold. I
Yeah,
left in the
you see-
greatest era.
You
So
see,
I'm like, all right.
your parents weren't strict like that. They let you go outside. I had to be in the house,
Yeah,
so that's all I had was wrestling. And me and the boys,
Well,
we
you
would
grew
watch
up
the
in
wrestling.
Brooklyn, and I grew up
Yeah.
between Indianapolis and Valdosta.
You had
Georgia.
freedom.
Okay,
I ain't get to. I wasn't outside at that in the 80s and the 90s. I was not outside. I was in the house playing with baby oil and trying to be like
Man,
these
if you
wrestlers.
talk about
Wolf
this
just
baby
looked up what I
oil-
said that I got it. He just looked up what I said. I played with baby oil. He was like, "Yo."
I think the baby oil for Diddy, you know that logo for Bad Boy the Baby? This whole time.
Oh, we didn't know. So on everything, he's got to put it on T-shirts.
They're like, do you even got any babies? Well, I think he does have a very young kid.
You know, what I didn't get to tell you was, Phil, bro, I've been feeling a little sluggish lately. And last night, I got a chance to do Kevin Lee's show at Moe's in Brooklyn.
You don't know no name.
Well, it's a lot of names to remember. Moe's in Brooklyn. Moe's is a bar in Brooklyn. Shout out to Moe's. Kevin Lee's a fantastic comic. He runs a comedy show there. And I went there, just popped in to do some comedy. And like, you know, I was feeling like, man, I don't know if I'm going to have that same snap. But one thing I realized I could start doing was there's this great product that I've been taking called Magic Mind. You guys have heard me talk about it on the show before. I've been drinking that like to give me like energy. Without doing like the Red Bull and stuff and the coffee, I just, you know, do it like a shot in the morning. So last night I took a shot in the morning and another shot like a couple of hours before I went to go do the show just to kind of like get me ready, get me right. And it actually, no cap, I felt good. I went and did it. I had my mind was flowing. I was up there having fun, complaining about being a new dad.
How's the dad
at 44? If it wasn't for that Magic Mind, I couldn't keep up with that baby. She's up at all hours of the morning, so I have to sip this stuff just to keep up with her because I can't drink coffee like that no more. I just don't like the taste. Pause. And the Magic Mind just kind of helps me keep up with her because she's 20 minutes of sleep and she's got 12 hours of energy in her, and that's kind of like what Magic Mind is. You know what I'm saying?
So it gets you right for the baby, give you a little burst of energy.
Little burst.
Naturally, too. Like you said with coffee, you always feel that crash.
Yeah, you got to have more and more and more. So one bottle in the morning, one bottle afternoon, and I'm good, bro. Like, and it doesn't make my breath smell bad. You know how you drink 3 or 4 cups of coffee and your breath... Remember when you was a kid, you talk to the old people, their breath always smell.
You ain't know what that
Why your breath
was.
smell like coffee candy? And, doesn't happen.
I just had it bad because they had that cigarette combination.
Yeah, oh, God.
And you'd be like, damn.
Damn, what you mistake?
What the fuck is that?
That'll happen. This stuff is all natural, too, is the best part. And, like, you can drink it straight or you can, like, mix it. So, like, I'll take one bottle straight and then the other bottle I'll mix with, like, apple juice or something. Just to give it, like, a little candy taste. And then, like, boom. So what they're doing for our listeners, if you guys, want a healthy alternative to coffee or, like, energy drinks, you can try it. Phil's going to pay for about 20%.
You always do this.
Well, you got this nice place. You don't want to spend money?
You always do.
And help. Listen, Phil's got you on 20% by using the code IDK Tho 20. That's, you go to the website, magicmind.com/IDK Tho 20. Phil's going to pay for 20% of your purchase. That's really awfully nice of you. You got this nice place here. We come in here and you're going to spend money like that, man. That's really fire. Why don't you tell the people?
I can't stand you.
I'm sorry. I know you work hard for your bread, but
you want the IRS on me. You want the people on me. All right, everybody in my pocket.
I tell you what. You kicking 10%. And Wolf gonna kick in the other 10%. You got this nice place in here.
Don't involve.
So it's 20% now. He's indicted. Now he's with us. 20% total. Magic Mind. They got you.
What's the code?
IDK Tho 20. Go to magicmind.com and it's /IDK Tho 20. The name of our show on 20 because that's how much you're gonna save. So go check it out. Thank you for sending us the bottles, y'all. It's been really dope. We appreciate it. That's how you support the show. Get healthy. We try to get y'all healthy, man. Isn't that? Get people healthy, man. We don't just
get them
bring them down. Get them healthy. That's
what's
up.
Were we? Because you.
Well, I was talking about the comedy show last night. It was great. I had a great time. Saw some comics I haven't seen in a while. I'm working on my segues. I haven't had my Magic Mind today, so I know it kind of jumping at you. But if you want to, we could get into advice, or
we can do a little something in between.
What you got?
Finish talking about the show. You was talking about it.
It was great. There wasn't a huge crowd, but it's like being able to be in front of people, because I haven't been able to do as much stand-up as I like because I had the baby. It's like riding a bicycle. I don't know if I can explain, because I was completely worried I would do terrible. And then I went up there and I just kind of just let it go. And I was like, yeah. And people were laughing at what I was talking about, fighting with the baby for titty time, which is a thing.
Fighting with the baby for titty time.
Yes. Those were mine before she came around.
You can't just breeze past that like you didn't just say it.
What okay, so what I mean is, anybody who has a kid out there knows that when you have that kid, anything on your wife becomes the baby's for however many months until you get that baby off the boob. So my goal since she's been born is to wean her off breast milk and get her on regular food.
Okay.
Once I started seeing teeth, I was like, well, we got to start giving her regular food so she loses a taste for breast milk. And then I can get what I need back.
You want full ownership of the
full ownership, because we be fighting sometimes. Sometimes I try to push her off and try to get my head in there, and my daughter will push my head away.
Same time.
Yeah.
Y'all going crazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no more of it.
I know it's a little weird, but
you
like...
really been doing with this baby oil you bought in here?
Sure. Well, when the kids ain't around, that's why the bottle's half empty.
On that Frico charge with Diddy.
Hey, it ain't hurt nobody. It's only one I'm with. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bringing in people. But I'm trying to get her off this breast milk so I can get what I need back, man.
I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to go see this Joker movie, man. Yeah, I've been hearing some things. Joker 2, man. I like the first one.
I did like the first one, but you know what I hate? What they do is they take the character and make them their own individual standoff movie, which is fine if it's going to be good.
Very separate from...
Because the whole Joker, I was waiting for the Batman to just be... You don't have a whole... Just him standing in the dark, just like...
Yeah, you got to kind of... What do they call it? Foreshadow.
Yeah, he just standing, but he wasn't even in that, bro. Like,
which I've been watching the Penguin series. The Penguin series is dope.
That's a great actor right there.
What's my man named?
Because
he doesn't look like himself at all.
Or sound like it. He's a great actor too.
Is it?
Now we have
Farrell?
Colin Farrell. Yeah, you got look at you.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Been on your.
He feels very Tony Soprano-ish though.
But yeah, it's a good.
But that's the thing.
It's set in the world of the Batman, the Robert Pattinson one too.
Okay, so with the series, you always have more time.
Right.
You can really flesh out character storylines. But with the movies, like I said, I like Joker, man. I like the last one, so I got to go see the second one. Everybody is. I should have known it was a musical when I saw Lady Gaga's name, but that for whatever reason I didn't.
I don't want to spoil it for
really
you.
Connect. Oh, you've seen it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Didn't even get that invite.
It was a spur of the moment thing, and I thought it was gonna be on the same energy as the first one. You already know it's a musical.
Go ahead, speak on it a little bit.
I don't
spoiler alert. After you got 2 days.
Look, Wolf is shaking his head. You saw it too, bro, right? I didn't.
Y'all kind of ruined it for me already saying it's a musical.
Oh, I thought everyone knew this. It's all over the internet.
Oh, no. Okay, so see, I don't want to talk about it too much. It's a musical. For everybody's watching, you still have to watch it. I don't like musicals. I would have just preferred a regular movie. It irritated me because I'm like, another number? Like, what the hell is going on here? It's like, I felt like I was watching Oklahoma, people like dance numbers, and I'm just like, I'm a grown man. If I want to see a musical, I'll watch The Wiz. That's the only musical I'm comfortable.
Like you felt like you was violated.
I was violated.
You did not consent to this.
No, I felt lied to. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all been promoting this movie, Folly I Do, and I'm like, I thought Lady Gaga was gonna be on some,
from what I heard,
guns and bullets.
From what I've seen through social media and stuff, just the third act of it is really the sequel.
Yes, and that's as far as I will go.
Court, and then that's really the part that people are like, so if you want to, I guess you could. And that even the director had that insight to break it up like that it's almost
Todd
like,
Phillips, yeah.
Just go watch the third act, man.
But he also said, this is the last one I'm directing, because he kind of knew that people were maybe be like, you could go watch it. Me personally, if And I'm sorry, Wolf. I would probably wait for the streaming. But however, if you do want to go, Wolf is mad. I'm sorry, bro. If you,
I thought everybody because social media is just like
you gotta go experience it for yourself, bro. I didn't ruin it for you because you still gotta see the whole movie to see the everything that happened. So we didn't tell you that, but I still say you could go see it. I think you're gonna like it. He gonna fuck us up as soon as the camera's on.
Like I said, I thought I always feel like we're all on the same social media, so it's like, yeah, people have kind of thrown that out there of like, no spoilers.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go over there first and see if he hits you. If he hits you, I'll run past.
But see, again, I've never been. That doesn't ruin it. We all watch porn. We know how that ends. Like, what are we talking about?
Actually, yeah, I guess you could say that about porn.
Yes, you know how it ends.
I still have to see it though.
Those clothes she has on, she takes them off. Anyway,
lying.
Right? Oh, don't ruin it. Shut up. Like I said, that doesn't ruin it. You know how wrestling ends. Someone taps out or they get pinned.
Or they get hit over the head with a chair.
Exactly.
Love how you call them steroid freaks.
Yes, I was watching the fucking documentary. You know what I was looking at too? As they were showing like the older footage. You see Paul Bear, you see Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Remember Sable walked him to the ring, and I see the new wrestlers. I'm like, where they managers at?
Yeah, that's.
I feel like you really got to learn the business.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see no managers no more.
They don't do it no more. They feel, and Vince felt like the managers were too old school.
Even Diesel, Kevin Nash was Shawn Michaels' security.
Yeah, he did.
And that's how he learned the business.
They don't really do that anymore. There's only like two or three managers in WWE right now.
We losing recipes, bro.
It just, I guess they felt like it was like an old thing. There was nothing special about it.
Seen, and then we'll do some advice and get up out of here. But was Jermaine Dupri was saying recently, he was like, yo, the new singers is missing a gear because they don't start singing in church. And you go, yeah. Everybody's so non-religious and, Sundays, people, I go see my therapist. That you go, motherfucker, you used to laugh at your grandma for giving 10% to the church.
Yeah.
The therapist charges you more than 10%.
It's just old school thinking that they want to kind of, because everybody in the 80s had a manager. So it's just like, look, we're moving forward. Everybody can't have a manager. It's not special.
Right, but by the time you got to be the star, China used to walk Triple H to the ring.
Yeah.
You learned by being on present, and there's little things that you can't replace. Like Jermaine Dupri saying, the fucking singers aren't in the church, which I'll say, I think Cassie, I feel like started that. Like racially ambiguous, like whispering into a microphone. I've been waiting, like that you're just like, motherfucker, are you trying to sing? Or are you asleep? Which the fuck is it? Janae Aku's another one that is like, and you're like, yo, sing. When Whitney said, I will always love you, motherfucker.
Yeah, you heard every word. You heard every word.
That's how you knew, like, yo, I can't do that. You hear like a Janae Aku, you're like, I could do that.
Yeah.
I could totally.
Whitney never said she ate the booty like groceries either.
We're fucking losing recipes, bro. John Amos died.
No! R.I.P. Mutombo.
What's my man? The fucking Darth Vader, bro?
Oh, yeah, James Earl Jones.
Mufasa.
R.I.P. James Earl Jones. I wish I had that voice.
McDowell's. They got to close McDowell's down, man. John Amos gone.
Yeah, the worst part about that is the family starting to argue. He died apparently in August, but they didn't announce it for like 2 months for some reason. And I don't want to know, but like it's as soon as that happened, I was like, oh no, there's about to be a whole family feud about this.
Yeah, but I mean, that's respect their privacy. Like we know the work, we have the work. They know the man, so. I just MF Doom's people did that.
Yeah.
They waited like
kept
2
it private.
weeks.
I just don't want to know people's business. You know what I mean? Is that so wrong? I don't want to know people's business. Like
when you look at like Rich Homie Quan funeral and you got like people live streaming it, and it's just like, is anything sacred anymore?
Nothing. People putting stuff online to embarrass people.
People are arguing about the seating arrangement. Why his second baby mama sitting closer than his first? And
you saw the picture somebody put up?
No, I didn't see anything. I'm just saying, like, that's a process I'm glad
No, that
some people's family are like, we'll keep this private. And
some
like,
of you, I
we'll
guess
tell
Phil
you
didn't
when
see
we're
it.
ready.
I guess Phil didn't see it, but there was
In short, because we
when John Amos died, there was a stripper or somebody who put a picture standing there with the caption, "Yeah, I remember. I'm sad to see you go because I remember that when I put it on you and how much you and just like it's like why are you sharing this? You want everybody to know you slept with John Amos? Like you guy was in his 70s already. You slept with him, and you're hanging your hat on that. And she put it out there and it went viral. Like that's what she wanted. It wasn't about saying goodbye. It was just about letting everybody know.
Be lying.
I slept with him.
Lying. You done put it on the old man from Good Times.
From McDowell's. He let his soul glow when she put it on him. Just let your soul. I'm sorry.
Your ass is all right, advice, man.
All right, so we're not experts here.
Be quick with that.
We ain't got no degrees. We answer advice questions to help you out. If you have an advice question, please hit us in the DMs. I don't know though pod. We'll leave you anonymous. This week's advice question is brought to you by Julo.shop. Black-owned, woman-owned business. Support minority businesses. It's a lifestyle. It's a website. It's owned. It's like home products, notebooks, all that kind of stuff. Food. Go check it out. Julo.shop. Use promo code Avery to save 5% on your purchase. Thank you, Julo, for sponsoring Advice Time. And today's question is, should I try to accommodate an acquaintance who drops by unexpectedly and then criticizes me for my messy house? The pop-in. Just pops in. I have an acquaintance who has been in my home a few times, even though I've never invited him over. He's shown up at my door without calling or texting and asked to come in for tea. He's pleasant and I don't mind the company when I'm free, but on a recent visit, he said I should keep my home tidier if I wanted him to come over again. If I keep my house clean, but he's shown up, I keep my house clean, but he's shown up when I've been in the middle of folding laundry or when I had some papers on the coffee table, a towel hanging to dry in the bathroom, my gym shoes beside the door, and a coffee cup next to the sink. When I'm expecting guests, I make my home look like nobody lives there, but am I really obligated to keep my home spotless in case someone drops in? No, I don't do that. If you come over and I'm not expecting you and you see underwear on the living room
or baby
oil, don't ask no questions.
It's the feds. Hey, hold on. Give me a minute. Try to flush baby oil.
Try to flush
baby oil down the toilet.
Don't let him in yet.
Anyway.
You come into my house and I don't know you're coming, like...
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
I'm in my house.
Like, you're a fucking, what are you, a 90s sitcom character?
Yeah.
Like, we got more ways to
Laura.
We got more ways to keep in touch that you could just text, yo, bro,
Video
I'll
call.
pull up.
Pull up at my house.
And sometimes a spur of the moment hang is the best, but it's like you gotta, even in spur of the moment, yo, I'm in your neighborhood, yo, if you free, I'm gonna pull up.
Yeah, you good? Can I?
A 10-minute
something. Yeah, throw a few
where
things
motherfucker
out.
can,
yeah.
It's not put away yesterday's leftovers.
It's like your mom is coming over or something, you gotta tidy up.
Like I said, it's 90s sitcom behavior. Yeah. What are you, Steve Urkel?
Tiny House,
brother man from the fifth floor.
Kimmy Gibbler from Full House.
Kramer from Seinfeld.
Pop in.
Busting in the door and then got the nerve to tell somebody to keep their place clean. This was two guys. Is this a guy?
I feel like it's a woman. They don't. They don't say. They don't say. I think it's. I was
gonna say. I feel like a guy wouldn't care.
Yeah,
unless it was a girl that you'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on in here? Why is it so dirty?"
Yeah,
like opposite sex, we kind of, you clean up for a girl. I don't clean up when you come.
No, you don't. And when I go into a girl's place and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have this here," and I'm like, "What are you?" This is filthy. And I'm like
always opposite sex.
Smells good in here.
Oh, you gotta clean the hell up.
What you gotta clean? It looks good. Don't change anything. If you don't want that person coming over, keep the house the way you have it. If it's dirty, it doesn't sound like it's filthy, but if you keep it a little dirty, he won't come. That's perfect. That's what you want anyway. Yeah, people should not just be popping in your house.
Really crazy.
Yo, I'm here, bruh. Is your friend homeless? Does he always want a meal? Coming over for tea?
That's definitely that 90s behavior. Like
it is.
We don't do the pop-ups. You don't pop up without RSVP.
I remember when I was in college, I had friends who would come over all the time, just pop in because I always had food in my fridge. Like I always have snacks. And I learned that if I don't buy snacks, they won't come over. And I stopped buying snacks. They stop coming over.
So you don't want them to come
cheese,
over,
my salami,
shit up a little bit.
A little crackers.
You got any upcoming dates? Throw down a date.
I do. I got a date coming up in Eastville Comedy Club October 15th, which is next Tuesday, next week, the 15th. Come out to Brooklyn. You can go buy tickets in advance. It's actually a free show. Go on, use the promo code. Gotta get back to you on that. That's so bad. Go on my page, Avery Mason Official. I have all the information. Avery Mason Official on IG. It's a free show. That's all you need to know.
Brett Favre remember more shit than your ass.
I've had less concussion.
Tackled for years.
I gotta drink more Magic Minds. It'll come to me. Hey. But listen, it's a free show. Use the promo code. I'll have information on my Instagram, Avery Mason Official, and you guys can check out Phil about you got any shows.
October 26th, we at West Side Comedy Club hosting. That's a Saturday.
Okay.
So pull up if you're in the city. Where else I'm at here? Oh, October 13th, where I'm at. Comedy Village in Times Square. That's a new joint. So look up Comedy Village in Times Square. And November 14th, New York Comedy Club.
All right. We got some dates.
There we go.
Where can they, just in case they just want to get...
I am Phil Hunt on all social media,
Will you spell it?
I'm not spelling at I am.
Ask Siri.
But it is Phil Hunt. PHILHUNT. Follow the pod at I Don't Know Though Pod on all social media. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next week. I got an extra bottle of oil if anybody wants, by the way. Just DM me.
Indicted.
It's coming. Everybody got pictures with Diddy now.
Did you see somebody tried to give, was it Young Miami, I think, the girl Carisha?
I heard something about that.
Somebody had some baby oil and tried to hand it to her as she was getting in like one of them blacked out SUVs, and it was a big security dude there like, yo, keep it moving, bro. Keep it moving. Word, we doing that? That's why when you did it, I'm like, man, just cut it out with the hack shit.
Everybody's trolling.
Get a new joke.
Are they still, they're not dating no more, right? She
dating in prison.
Bro, she probably got a lot of stories that we don't know.